I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
That's extremely hypocritical if you are against Trump and liked Obama. Obama did something very similar when it came to Iraq. He decided that we should put a short period of time where people can come from Iraq because he was afraid of Islamic terrorism. And Trump is doing something very similar, yet he gets a ton of hate for it, which is extremely hypocritical on the part of the American people.
I believe that Trump's action of signing this executive order is not only unethical, but it goes against everything that America stands for. There are refugees that have gone through year-long processes just to get into the U.S., and now that he's keeping them from coming here and living a life where they don't have to worry about being killed or they don't have to worry about the threats of war every single day, he is preventing that for them.
This isn't really an easy decision, and you have to understand that because this is both a political and moral decision. The political side would be, do we let the terrorists come into our country? Or should we let the refugees in, knowing the risk that some terrorists may enter? Donald Trump obviously took the political side.
This is not only unconstitutional, but this ban sends such a negative and ignorant message to the 1 billion Muslims around the world that they are not welcome to the US. Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Lebanon, countries that actually attacked the Pentagon during 9/11, those should have been on the list. They're not.
I think a country needs a strong border, and the wall will definitely help to that. On the part of Mexico paying for it, I'm not too sure about, but I do believe that it will help drug trafficking. I do hope to see what will happen.
It won't keep out drugs per se entirely, because there are a bunch of creative ways that smugglers could use. For instance, a lot of smugglers that bring black tar heroin into California, they do it through the ocean. They take a boat, drugs there, go around.
I think it's a good idea. Wait for immigrants to come in from one way. They can't come in from land with the walls built, so they'll have to come in legally if they're going to come to the country. And they can't come in by air anyways because the U.S. air defense will know that it's an illegal craft and they'll tell it to go away.
In regards to the border wall, I think he doesn't really know what he's doing. Just because it seems very straightforward to just put a wall there, it'll solve everything. But it doesn't. I mean, we already have walls. Immigrants that do come into the country illegally are not here to really hurt anyone. They're families just like us. They're people just like Americans, and I completely understand why they would want to come here for a better life. My parents came to America to find a better life, and I just don't think it's fair for him to shut people down.
I think it's good that President Trump wants to create more jobs. He's fulfilling the promises that he said, and that's much more than you can say about most politicians. The creating of the pipeline, I think, would be a good thing because it would create many jobs for America. But there are a lot of people protesting, and it is going over burial ground. So I think he should also take that into effect when making that decision.
I think these protests are actually pretty good. As a president, he's supposed to know and he's supposed to be informed on what is going on in his country. If he wants to stop these protests, then him as a president, he's supposed to take charge and he's supposed to fix something in this country to avoid any problems we might have in the future. They also keep Donald Trump in line. Now he has to do something about that.
I think the protest was definitely one of the most beautiful moments of America this year because so many people came together from America just to voice their opinion, and the large outcome that came out of the protest just shows how strong America is and that we won't let someone like Trump run the country the way he is doing it, and it just shows that we're strong.
I don't agree with all the rioting. People are smashing windows of like stores, and that makes no sense towards what their cause is. But peaceful protests, I totally agree with. They should be allowed to do that.
Lately in the UC Berkeley riots, it wasn't even a protest. They started lighting fires. I'm not gonna say that they can't protest because that's our First Amendment. It's not like not right to protest. I mean, you have a right to, but you just can't take it overboard.
Confused.
Concerned.
Fearful.
Disappointed.
Hopeful.
Skeptical.
I think it'll benefit me because he plans to take away Common Core, and so I think that that'll make school a lot easier for kids.
I want to study music actually at Cal Arts. That's my preferred college. And under the art cuts, I feel like there's going to be almost a radical change in our schools if our expression isn't allowed to come through as much.
Listen to your advisors. Look to the future.
I wouldn't say anything because honestly nothing would get through to him.
Look at the refugees that are suffering and look at the people of color, of women, and just think from their perspective.
Have compassion for the citizens of this country. Have compassion for other religions, other cultures, because you certainly don't want to be another Herbert Hoover.
Mr. Trump, before you take any more actions, consider this. As high schoolers and college students around our country, we make up the future of America. So why not pass any orders that would benefit us as students in order to contribute towards the future of America?